My cat is a bad cat. She's a bad cat. She was meowing with agony and desperation. So I had to go check in. Is everything going okay? Is everything okay? This jerk cat. This jerk cat. I was concerned. I was really concerned because she was meowing pretty hard. Meowing pretty hard. Open up the front door. She goes outside. Turns off all the agonizing noises. Immediately starts purring. Flops onto the ground. Flips upside down. Exposes her little soft brown tum-tum. Can't believe it. I feel betrayed by my little tiny kitten. Okay, so we have a Luris green deck, huh? Okie dokie. Alright, we have completely blown out our opponent. The game will be easy, and that's all there is to it. No, and sure, actually. That seems fine. Kind of interested in trying out the Riddle Form style build. What do we do against this kind of list? Gosh, she just meows like a psychopath until I take her outside. Can't believe it. You know, I feel like I want these. I actually like cutting Scion here. I mean, Scion's really good. But I think I just want all my counters, all my removable things, and there you go. God, I can't believe that cat was meowing at me like an absolute lunatic. Oh, don't you dare come over here for pets now. Cat Dad's upset with you. Hi, sweetheart. I'm mad. Do you want snuggles now? Got some adrenaline out? There was a dog outside. There was a dog. Can't even believe it. Hi, Sheriff. Hi. Here's some scritches. I know I'm not giving you the right reinforcement, but you're just kind of a bad cat. You know that. She's totally happy now. She's completely calmed down. She's like, fine. This cat, man. This cat. Nice. A good draw. Ooh, the best draw. Who has something exciting coming up? Tell me about that. What's exciting for you? Mortified Pingus, as my twins are about to turn 6 months old. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby. Nope. Okay, so what to do? What to do? Do I ignore this? Do I Dragonfire it right now because it exiles? But this is when a creature you control leaves the battlefield. It's not when it dies, it's when it leaves the battlefield. So that would actually turn my opponent on a wee bit, huh? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Cephas' evaporation code still rolling along, so I'm content, but man, is combustion hard. What's making the combustion a tricky pickle for you? What's picklifying it, as it were? No blocks. Wait. Does that fucking lose? So like if I bounce this, so then this will get 10 counters on it, so I need a chump blocker back? Interesting. Okay. No trampoly bampolies, which is pretty good. So let's see, how do we do this thing? So I think step one is we opt. What do we think about a crash through? Seems okay, but I think I'm still hunting for another unsummon. That's pretty good. Shock. I don't think that'll help us. Lofty Denial's a thing. That's pretty cool. So now we lose the Dreadhorde Arcanist. Super cool, super cool. And then we leave up the Boys and Bawawar to be able to bounce stuff. Coming up soon, right? Also, I saw that there was a list that ran 4 Riddle forms instead of 4 Lofty Denials, and I think that's pretty cool. Goodbye. Is she okay? She's fine. The cat's fine, man. Oh my god. I don't know what instant speed stuff is in here. Maybe this is incorrect. I guess that would have put us to 1, huh? Okay. Oh, well now it's straightforward. I don't even have to counter my own thing. Or do I? So let's do this. Let's do like this. Good. Alright, so I have the kill if the interface lets me do it. Phew. Phew. I did it. Alright, so what I'm going to do is we're going to play till we lose, and then we're going to switch to the Riddle form build. We're going to switch to that Riddle form build. So, I mulligan this, right? I send that one back because we need a hell of a lot more useful things. Yeah, I'm kind of interested in this claim that the Lofty Denials would be better served as riddle forms. Very interested in this. I mean, we have a ton of, like, cheap spelly guys. Sure would change the sideboarding, but... shmeh. Like, 3 flying damage is... that's quite good. Now, this could be a counterspell deck that we're up against, which would hurt a bit. Okay. These guys suck here. Totally stink and suck. I should brazen borrow my little heart out. What's next? Okay, that's good. Because now I have a flyer out. I can do this one. If my opponent has an Anger Dog, my opponent will wish to cast the Anger Dog at end of turn. This denies everything. And this is why we like lots of cheap interaction. Great. Bang. Hey, T-Prong. Ooh, Chemistry's Insight. I don't know about that one. Dude, Psychic Muffin, it's been really sweet hearing you continue to excitedly and eagerly rock out all the Warhammer 40k miniature painting. I actually have a new project I'm going to jam on. During the week off, maybe. I'm, like, quite tired, so I kind of want to just, like, lie down and sleep a lot. I've been sleeping, like, 12 hours a day. Alright, show me what I got. Okay. One seems good, why not two? When I was in grad school, I worked on a game with my buddy Lee, whom you may know as... That's actually fine. You may know Lee as my co-host on Mostly Walking, and I did a project with them in grad school where... You know, in our first year in grad school, we were asked to do lots and lots and lots of board game projects. Because they would say, okay, you have a game assignment due in 2 weeks, and we want you to focus on the design. Or in 1 week, or something like that. Or during the next class, etc., etc. I don't know why I'm bouncing this. It's kind of a dumb bounce. My opponent just, like, immediately replays it. Damn. You got me. Should just accepted the trade. Fucking whatever, man. But, almost all the projects that we worked on were board game projects. Because with a board game, you don't have to worry about getting the art assets and getting your tech stack set up properly and, oh, my engine updated and it broke all my code and blah, blah, blah. You don't have to worry about any of that shit. So, alright, well. Ooh, you love to see this. Hello. Frilly boy. And so, you know, most of the projects were just like to bang out lots of prototypes of board game things. Play them. Iterate again. And so on and so forth. By the way, we want to wait until this is... our opponent casts a spell. Because now our opponent has the least amount of cards in hand to interact with this shock. Damn. I'm going to concede. Low probability we win. And then for one of the second year classes was built around do one full game. By the way, let me just put in this. I'm gonna go super low to the ground. In our second year, we had a class that the entire class was you're going to do one game. So you pitch the game in like the first 2-3 weeks of the class, and then you spend the rest of the semester working on that one game, trying to make it as dandy and grandy as possible. And man, Lee and I worked on a game that, as many of you saw us talk about last night, mostly walking, gosh, we both really liked it, and it was actually fun. And I was just talking with Lee yesterday, and we were like, dude, what, we should just work on that game again, man. That game was awesome. What order do I do this in? I think I'm gonna swing first and see what happens. Most of the time I would expect a Brineborn Cutthroat to flop down. Okay. Yeah, oh my gosh. And, I mean, just talking with Lee about this game and just remembering how it worked, we were like, yeah, we should just try to rebuild that, man. We should try to rebuild that. It's just like a fun project. I don't want to learn a lot of multiplayer networking code again, but, you know, maybe in the updated versions of Unity, things have been made even easier. Ah, that's actually a really good one, huh? I think I do want to keep this one. Are there 2-mana counter spells? I mean, there's Quench. This is fine to get quenched. This is fine to get quenched, I think. Totally fine. And what we're looking for is an extra land off this opt. That's not a tap land. We'd like the Landos right now. See, the nice thing about a lot of these counter-style decks is that there truly is absolutely no plays that they make on our turn. Anything here. Roshan says you can use Photon with Unity for multiplayer. I've never used Photon. Sounds cool, though. So I do Crash Through, right? I do this one first. I leave open both Scorching Dragonfire and a Shock. Nice and low to the ground. I've not used Photon. I've not used it. Calling it. What is happening? What the fuck is happening in this game? Oh my god, I'm so annoyed. Yeah, I turned off full control. It's fine. I was just fucking trying to get another shock value going on here. But it's fine. We still won. But yeah, I'm really excited to work on this sort of silly little game. Okay, Miscast is good, Dreadhorde Arcanist is good. God, I really don't like this land. I don't know what it is about this particular land that just makes me so uncomfortable. Just, ugh! It's gross! Double blue and no green, huh? I think we're going to do some passing. We're going to do some passing. Let's get this one out. I think we pass. I think we pass. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. Stuck on 3. You love to see it. So now we can Dreadhorde Arcanist. And we have Miscast available. God, that is nice. That is nice as hell. That is just nice. So that dies. That's good. Oof. You love to see it. Wah, 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 wah. Alright, things are looking good, looking good. I'll check that out, Russian Ally, thanks. He had a good run. Do I want a Sprite Dragon here? Let's do double Dreadhorde, huh? Honey Badger, is you interested in Historic after Amonkhet Remastered? You know, I don't know. Historic is actually maybe slightly too volatile for me. I think I gotta play this one now. It could be that there is some big bad thing coming, but yeah, it's fine. What can you do about that? That's a good one. Okay. It's all fine. Perhaps I shall just ping my opponent to death 2 damage at a time, and that's all there is to it. Got him. Dreadhorde Arcanist with just lots and lots of extra value feels very nice. Okay. Alright. Alright. Okie dokie dokie dokie. It's me, the Sprite Dragon. Okay. Maybe I should have Dreadhorde Arcanisted it first. This is a long match, man. Alright. It's a somewhat substantial clock on us, but that's fine. Good. Telling you, 2 damage at a time. That's how we're gonna win this, man. That's how we're gonna win this one. Alright, let's just get the massive draw card value, huh? Terry. What a pleasure. What an absolute pleasure to see. This card is so high value, it's insane. That'll do, actually, just fine. Yeah, actually, that'll be great. Okay. So I want to actually do a quick change here, because I think this is going to be interesting. Let's clone this, and let's do Izzet Dreadhorde. This list is relatively similar, but you cut these and you put in riddle forms. Riddle. So, I mean, it's the same thing, but it's trying to just put in more ways to deal damage instead of more ways to deny and control the board, which does improve the linearity of the deck. Oh man, I gotta tell you guys about this goofy game that I worked on with Lee in this class. It was super clean. It was super clean. So, here's what I mean by it was a clean design. So, like, the, so this class, 488 at USC, it was, you're going to work on one game for the whole semester. And you can make it, like, you know, a digital game. Actually, I think we may have been required to make it a digital game. But, you know, regardless. Everyone was working on their digital game, and we all had to do pitches for something. Now, a huge risk whenever anyone is sitting down to do any project, but particularly with things like games. So you bite off more than you can chew. You know, you start getting excited, and you will say, oh, for my 30-day project, I'm going to rebuild the universe of EVE Online. You just have these fucking insane, frankly, dumbass aspirations of what you can do. And I distinctly remember that, like, there was this presentation where a pair of kiddos, they pitched having, like, imagine a world. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. Attack. Imagine a world where you are an emperor and you're asked the question, how many people have to die in your country before you become a bad leader? When does evilness begin? It puts the question to you, little nerd. Yeah, that's fine. Do I care? Not even a little bit. What's going on? What are you doing? You gusting me? Gust or bust? Huh? What's happening? Yeah, no, yeah, nah, sure, why not? Fuck it. Boom. With my sister by my side. And what these duders said was, we're going to, whatever answer you give, we will generate a structure and a city. Nah. Alright, I've made you a mistakey. I should have had everyone go into here. I should have known. I should have known. So it would procedurally generate an entire city based upon this answer that you would then have to manage. So it's like a city building game plus more layers of variability and all this stuff. I mean, it's a crazy overscoped thing for two kiddos to do. And I remember Lee and I were like, we need to not do something that's ridiculously, impossibly overscoped. We need to do something much more chill. I'm actually glad that Villain did said thing. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we're still in the clear. The time frame to accomplish what I just said was 4 months, was they claimed. So Lee and I were like, how do we have like a nice tier of ambition? You know, there's a basic idea, and then if we have more time, we can level up a little bit. And then if we have more time, we can level up a little bit. This I was really hoping to not have to deal with. So I think the only way I can do this is if I swing. Yeah, so this is what I can see as a potential out, is if I attack here, and then I do crash through. Before blockers, we get some sort of bounce effect now. No dice. quick moment, and then I will continue on to this story. I'll continue on to it. So we want to get rid of these guys. Get rid of these guys. We want to get rid of these guys. Let me put in the miscasts. The negates. Spectral Sailors, Nursets, Whirlwind Denials. Okay. Let's give this a shot. So here was the idea that Lee and I came up with. And I'll frame it to you a little differently than the path that we went through, but even so, in soccer, in soccer, you got like 10, 11, 12 people on the field, and there's one ball. What if there was like one person on the field and like 20 balls? And that was the gist of our little project. Where in the game, there would be a red goal and a blue goal for our two corresponding teameronis. I think I want something better than just a land. Okay, crash through. Awesome. Tight. Sick. Super sick. Out of control. Rad. I think I am not sure how to play this one out. But play it out I will. And so you had these spawners that would just pump out balls. Let me actually give you a visual for how this puppy looks. I kind of think I gotta do this, but I kind of think I want to do this. This is pretty cool. This is a pretty cool spot to be in. Until the Nissa comes down. I'm not paying attention enough. I'm like half thinking about whether to go back on the riddle forms. Yeah, I mean this is just a fuck this. I quit, man. I quit. I don't want to play this deck anymore. No, I find it fucking horrible. I'll go back to the old one. I'm realizing the problem is that the sideboarding doesn't... I think I need to do a lot more different shit with the main board if I want to make this work. Anyways. So imagine sort of 2D platformer. Kind of view, sideways, 2D platform view. There's a red goal, there's a green goal. And there's these spawners where you have these little pillows that fall out. Instead of soccer balls, we had pillows, because everything kind of had like a material look to it. So we use little physical objects, right? So little pillows come out. Little pillows have eyes, and you are trying to get pillows into the enemy goal. But there's lots of pillows constantly spawning, just constantly falling out. And the pillows, when they fall out, have an orientation, so they're either hopping to the right or they're hopping to the left. And you have you control a little spaceship that flies around. And you have different weapons that can manipulate these pillows. So, for instance, you have a magnet gun that magnetizes the pillow to start moving in the other direction towards the enemy goal. You had a jump gun that the pillow, if it was hopping to the right and it got hit with a jump bullet, it would foop, leap up into the air in the direction of the enemy goal. Or actually in whatever direction it was facing. And there were more weapons than that. But, you know, the idea was these pillows would be spawning, and then you'd use your little spaceships to try to, like, push as many into the enemy goal as humanly possible. Traditional standard ranked with this deck, please. And it was really fun. But the thing about the design that I thought was really nice at the time was we could make one simple level and a ship with like 2 different weapons, and that's it. And if that started to work well, oh my god, this cat. If that was working well, we could go up to like 4 weapons. And if that was working well, we could make a bigger level. And if that was working well, we could maybe go up to 6 weapons. And then you maybe have like a loadout screen that you use. Asteroids is just the wrong... It's nothing like Asteroids, not even a little bit. Go, Dreadhorde Arcanist. Okay, how do I want to do this? I think I just opt. You know, I think that the Stormwing entity is a little too good. I just gotta sneak this guy out on 3 a lot more often. But, show me what I got. I think that seems pretty good. But we kind of had this base, and we could keep, like, extending upon it. And we eventually wound up with 4 different weapons. The magnet gun, which changed directions. The jump gun, which made the thing jump, obviously. We had a freeze gun, where if you fired your gun at the pillow, it would just freeze wherever it was, even if it was above the ground. Then there was the bomb gun. When you fired the bomb, it would explode and all the pillows would detonate around in a very satisfying physicsy explosion. It was rad, man. Ah. Dum ba da da ba ba dum bum bum ba da da bum da da. We will not fail. Easy. Yeah, I like Lofty Denials quite a bit. It was really fun, because, like, you know, you'd be magnetizing a group, and they'd start moving across, and then you'd jump to try to get them there, and your opponent would, like, blast a whole bunch to try to defend. Freeze everything, and then when stuff got frozen, it would start to make, like, a cluster, so that way when you use the bomb, it would, like, explode and just lurch all these pillows out. It was really fun. I mean, I doubt that there's very much depth to it. I doubt that there's, like, no. So for what it's worth, I'm really, unbelievably not feeling these Whirlwind Denials, like, at all. Miscast Spectral, Negate Narset. Whirlwind Denial? I really don't like these Whirlwind Denials, like, at all. Does this project have a working title? Pillow Fight. Pillow Fight, man. Because, again, it came from the idea of if you were one player, one sort of super player with lots and lots of balls on the field trying to score goals. Instead of balls, we turned them into pillows with eyes and called it Pillow Fight. Because that's cute. You got it, Cannonball. I try to mute as often as humanly possible when chewing, because about 10% of the population can't handle it. Including my dear business partner in crime, Eric. Dude, oh my god. It was all Russian allies said, well, the pillows get destroyed, bounce off players' ships. They didn't bounce off players' ships. The players' ships could path through everything. Because it made a lot of the gameplay on a very tiny screen, on a very tiny map, stupid. There's a hand right there. This deck is a lot of fun, because it actually feels like I have to think when piloting it. I think I want... Do I want some more blues? Or do I want to try to work for the counter spells? How are you going to hurt my little guy now? See you later, kiddo. Man. Stuff is great. We're trying to play around turn... Well, I shouldn't say turn, but like 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. Those turns is when big things can occur. But yeah, I'm sort of interested in... That's not the one to get, but great. Ooh. You know, there's this thing that I really liked quite a bit in StarCraft, which is in StarCraft there is this mixture of execution and strategy. And what I mean by this is that if I am playing and I'll use the story I always use. Actually, can I come up with a different story? Actually, I'll do a different story of the same concept because I always the same one. In Protoss versus Zerg, Protoss players used to not... they used to not expand early on against Zerg players. They used to not early expand. And the idea was that it was just too damn hard to defend it. There were even interesting strategic type things you could do. A building placement. I plan in advance how I'm going to place my building to make a little wall. Even then, you just couldn't do it. It was just too hard. Until players learned ways to control and micro their workers in battle in such a way that it would suddenly make your defenses far more difficult to interact with and to reach. Here comes the casualties of war. It would make it far more difficult to interact with and reach. And so suddenly these early Protoss expansions became a thing that players would now do. And I mean, that's kind of an interesting situation. It's kind of fascinating, the idea that players just learn to control their workers in such a way that they suddenly got to do a new thing, which is to get a new base, which then opens up more decisions for them. Casualties of war, probably. I mean, there's nothing else for my opponent to do. My opponent should be, like, super screwed. You got it. Alright, whatever. I'll just keep swinging in the air like I just don't care. And other stories I've talked about is like 2-gate defenses, but players started to get good enough at micromanagement. You know, this is a huge risk, but I think I genuinely need to take it. players that would use 2-gate defenses until they learned to micro well enough that they only needed to use 1 gate to defend. And that's so cool. Because now they can use their 1-gate defense to free up money instead of having built that 2nd gate and that 4th Dragoon. That's so cool. And so I've always been interested in games that kind of have that mixture of how well you can execute impacts what strategies you can open up. StarCraft is the most obvious example of this. Dota has some of this. Well, I guess I technically did do the right thing. This is going to be a bit pickly. And so what's interesting to me about this pillow fight game is it's a very simple base of saying, what's the executional ability? Where does that come from? Oh, it comes in like just the physics, just the working with and interacting with the physics in the game. And there's a lot of ability to add in more stuff on top of that that kind of makes stuff a little bit more thinky. I think too many things need to go correctly for me not to get completely fucked here. I just had this hand, but weirdly this is a better hand. Okie dokie. Okay. Let's see what the crash through is. Alright. Cross our fingers and hope to die. I've always been interested in doing some sort of... I mean, this is not maybe the best description for it, but like a physics strategy game. And the way I describe it is, imagine like a one-on-one pinball machine style game where you alternate between doing pinball stuff, like shooting and aiming. You alternate between doing that and then building new pinball mechanisms in the machine for your opponent to try to get around. Like a wall that if it gets hit once, it breaks. And I use this as like a really simple example. It's like, it's simple as in it's a very blunt... ooh, maybe Spectral Sailor would be good. I think I have to opt on my turn to try to fish for land. We're getting there. We're getting there. As I call this simple because where does the execution side live? It lives when you're doing physicsy shit. Where does the... I could probably get eliminated right now, but I still think it's fine. Cool. Terry's almost playable. And then there's the strategy part. How do you, like, spend your resources to build stuff? I have no idea what Redshift has going on in the hand, but it looks like it's terrible. That's the draw we want. reason I say it's a simple example is because, you know, if I say my game needs to have quality A, quality B, and quality C, then I can trivially make a game in which you break it into 3 rounds. Round 1, 2, and 3. And in round 1, you do activity A. In round 2, you do activity B. And in round 3, you do activity C. Boom! It has all the qualities I want. You know, if I talk about a game that has physics, or excuse me, has executional skill, like an in-the-moment sort of action skill, that then impacts thinky, choicey, strategic-y kind of, you know, stuff. A very simple thing that trivially satisfies that goal is physics, game stops, you build some stuff on there using some resources, game stops, then you do some physics, game stops, and then so on and so on. It's a simple design example. This is really pretty. This reminds me of King's Quest, man. Fuck you. I'm going in. I think I'm going to get casualties here. I don't think there's terribly much I can do about that. I mean, I could have left up miscast, but kind of, you know, okay, this could be an incorrect statement. It could be that I am in a better position than I am perceiving. I kind of am expecting my opponent to smash a black land and cast Casualties of War. And it looks like that's not possible, so maybe we're just up against a 4 toughness Hydroid Krasis? Fuck, man. Alright, we're fucked. Fourth land. Good to see you. Yeah, I just think it's something really... First of all, it's one of the easiest projects to work on because I literally built it 12 years ago. Like, I know exactly how the game works, and I've made it. So it makes things very, 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 very straightforward. You hate to see it. I think we're fucked. I think I shouldn't have pumped up Terry. I think that's what the mistake was. This deck feels like it struggles against these kinds of lists, but maybe I'm just playing it wrong. All right, let's give it a go. All right, Love Struck Beast, baby. And smash Terry down here, man. I guess this. I guess. I guess. I almost want 4 Terramanders. You know, I like the Terramanders a lot. You know, maybe this is a little dumb. But I mean, I kind of just like want to cut the Royal Scions completely. The Royal Scions have felt like trash consistently. I've never been like, oh fuck yeah, Royal Scions. Like when I get the Royal Scion, I'm like, okay, I'll have this now, you know. Watch my very subtle pass off. Hold on. I'm trying to be subtle here. There you go. Love you. I never need more than 4 mana. How's Storming Entity feel? It's the best card in the deck for sure. Yeah, dude, screw the Royal Scions, man. Fuck the Royal Scions. I hate the Royal Scions, man. I gotta get these guys out of here. What happened? I missed it. It was too subtle. That's right, Prof. Malicious. I'm quite a pro in that way. It's almost disgustingly bad as Basri. Feels like it should be good in slower controlier matchups, but who needs it? Who needs it, man? I just want to beat ass. That's all I ever want to do. Oh, she said it, Nate. It was just subtle. More like the Royal Eidolons, am I right? Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, I'm gonna cut the Royal Scions because I think they suck. I think they suck. They're terrible. Draco Maritimus says, swap the Scions for Riddle form. Now there's a kind of interesting little idea. There's a kind of interesting little idea, Aroni. Let's give it a shot. Let's give it a go. Let's do precisely that. No blocks. Let's bring the curve down. Let me see here. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, this seems like an it play. This is like the it shit. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, I just don't like this guy. Denied. See you later, alligator. Got him. Bing bang bong. This card feels so bad. It feels so terrible. I mean, I do not like the Royal Scions. I think just because of the tempo of everything. Like, I just don't... Ugh. Let me just get these out of here. Ugh. Alright, what do we cut in this matchup, huh? Probably do want the miscast. Let's see. I think I ditched the unsummons and the Dreadhorders, and I put in the miscasts and the negates. Narset. And this one. Why do I have no cards? Oh, because I cut the Royal Scions, huh? Cut the Royal Scions, did I? You know, let's put 2 in here, and let's think nothing about the Royal. Nothing except for the Royal Scions. Oh my god. I mean, maybe it's because when I play the Royal Scions, I'm not doing the +2 damage thing enough, and maybe that's what's getting a little pickly here. Nice. Cool. Cool. Okay. I look forward to denying something loftily. Sean Baby says, I find the Royal Scions work better for people that aren't me. Dude, right? Truth. Sorry, guy. Feels pretty good. Feels pretty good. Dude, yeah, man, just screw the Royal Scions. Imagine if this were instead a Riddle form or something, you know? I mean, I actually don't think Royal Scions are win more. I think they're just actually, like, lose more. They're like a lose more card. Like, when you play it, it's strictly worse than if you just didn't play it. Scraw! Also, I think I've misplayed this turn. I think I should not have done any of the decisions I made. I think that I now have sacrificed a Stormwing entity. Blade GL, that doesn't really help me very much. If you can point to a specific turn, it's very helpful, though. Alright, I think I needed to leave the Lofty Denial up or some shit. Yeah, I mean, like, if I take this spot, for instance, like, I mean, I'm not happy about any of this. With the Royal Scions. I, like, don't like the Royal Scions. Panda Bear says, well, if you're losing to decks that make it hard for you to get stuff to stick. So the +2/+2 doesn't really do much unless you're already winning. Well, I mean, I don't think that makes it a win more card. I think that makes it just a bad card for this. I think it makes it suck. What do I want to do here? I just want to let it through, yeah? Because I think specifically, if I am in clogged board situations and I have a Dreadhorde Arcanist and I want to swing with it to get a lot of value, making it a 3-0 with Trample is, like, very tight. Send this Beanstalk Giant to hell. Yeah, Royal Scions. Let's get those out of there. Alright, here we go. Getting in there. Get him, boys. God, I just want this to not be this card, you know what I mean? Just want it to not be this card. I want to see if there's some good flyers. I think it might actually be Riddle form. I think it might be Riddle for me. Which one do I want to counter? Probably the first one, huh? Because by countering the first one, they don't get a Brazen Borrower. This is nice. Oh my god, fuck. Oh, Jesus. Oh, shit. Oh my god. That's so bad. Hey, Kyle, can you link me the listo? Can you link me the gisto of the listo? Also, we now win? Is that right? Did I say that right? We oh, no. Farts. Ah. The Royal Scions is a terrible card. I don't want this in here. This card sucks ass. It's just, yeah, I mean, just put in more Spectral Sailors. Let's put in the 1-drop substitute, man. Yeah, I think the more I play this, the more I'm just like, yeah, this... We want to be going under too aggressively for Royal Scions. Royal Scions is like a card that specifically helps with some of the cloggy stuff, but I think I want to run Riddle Forms. Okay. This is an interesting listo. Nice. Yeah, this list is already better. This is the it list. I like that this one is running Samut's Sprint. I think that's kind of a sweet card. I think I almost don't want to run the Bone Crusher Giants or the Flame Sweeps. I don't think there's enough aggressive things and reasons to run those. I think. So I have some ideas. Hello, Terry. Welcome. I really like the Terramander. I really do. Oh, give me a break with your Shadow Spears. Yeah, I don't even think I need the Sea Dashers. I think I can just, like, blast people apart. I mean, Sea Dasher Octopi, I mean, like, two of them feels interesting. Two of them feel interesting. That's fine. That's fucking fine. That's fine. Yeah, see, this is... I just feel like I too often just get straight up 2-for-1, you know? Like, this feels good. Stormwing Entity down. Feeling cool, feeling powerful. Miscast, crash through. So next turn, if I do a crash through into a miscast, that could be nice. Or I can do a crash through into a... Well, I guess I need some way to remove this with a Shadow Spear on it, huh? Great. Great. No creatures coming down. Unless this one gets bounced, in which case, whatever. And our mana's perfect again. Yeah, just get all this garbage out of the way. You know, I really like this Samut Sprint. I think Samut Sprint is actually pretty plasma. Apo Koala just swinging by on a vine.
There are so many meditating and prepare.
Okay. So we're hoping to somehow get a win next turn. Samut's Sprint and Instant. Tis indeed. Okay. It's 5-4. What a bore. That doesn't, but still.
With thoughtfulness before action.
I guess I was wrong, but you know, what can you do? Yeah, I'm gonna adjust this list. I've got Crackling Drake. It's 4 mana. It's way too expensive.